Good afternoon, all of you. So today's we are start our midpoint circle drawing algorithm. So this again the one of the extension of Bressonin circle drawing algorithm. We are following the same method that is you have followed already in DDA circle drawing algorithm and Bressonin circle drawing algorithm. That time you have considered the x square plus y square is equal to r square. This is the equation. From this equation, in Bressonin's line drawing algorithm, we have calculated a decision parameter, and in DDA circle drawing algorithm, we have calculated the epsilon value. From this r value, we have calculated epsilon value. So, what is the epsilon value in DDA circle drawing algorithm? That is, you have to consider the r over there. The r value must be 2 raised to power n less than is equal to r less than 2 raised to power n minus 1. So if this condition is satisfied with the r, so then our epsilon value is equal to what? 2 raised to power minus n. 2 raised to power minus n is the our epsilon value. That epsilon value you have to put in increment. What is the x increment and y increment? In x increment, y increment, and then you have calculated the circle. Now, in Bressonin's, what you have done, you have calculated the decision parameter. That time you have considered x is equal to 0 and y is equal to r. X is equal to 0 and y is equal to r. This is the initial point we have considered there. And that point you have put in the equation of x square plus y square minus r square. And then you have calculated decision parameter first and then next decision parameter by using upper value and then lower value. That is the d upper and d lower. Now come for our midpoint circle drawing algorithm. In midpoint circle drawing algorithm, you have to consider here p xp yp is my initial point. This is the xp yp as in my initial point. And upcoming point is what? E and se. These are to my upcoming point. Suppose this is my xp yp. So this e value is what? Xp plus 1 yp. Then this value is what? Xp plus 2 yp. Then again go over this xp plus 3 yp, xp plus 4 yp like this. So this is the increment by 1. Here, suppose I am coming in the downward direction. That time, what is the value of xp yp? So xp yp is my initial value. Here xp yp minus 1. Here xp yp minus 2. Here xp yp minus 3. Like this. So you have to go this direction. So yp here you have to minus because of you are coming downward direction. See, this is the circle that I have drawn the one of the circle. This passing from this point, but I need to select which is the closer point to this value m. Either this is the e value or the se value. Obviously, this is the e value is closer to this m value. So that you have to select the e. Now, but what is the value of m? Suppose this is the e value having xp plus 1 yp. So what is the coordinates of m? That is in between e and se. Suppose I have considered xp yp over here. So what is the coordinates of se? Xp plus 1 yp minus 1. So this is the 1. Okay, this is your e xp plus 1 yp. Here in between these two, so that will become minus 1 by 2. So xp plus 1 yp minus 1 by 2. This is the coordinates of m. This is the again next coordinates you have to calculate 1 minus 1 by 2. So that will become 3 by 2. Okay. So here both you have to minus. So likewise you have to calculate. Now, so what is our function of our circle? So already the equation of the circle x square plus y square is equal to r square. That I am going to put in f of xy. So that is equal to x square plus y square minus r square. For given point, suppose I have considered this point xy, if xy is equal to 0, so that is on the circle. Suppose these both are the 0, so that time this is on the circle. F of xy is greater than 0, that time xy outside the circle. Outside circle means this is the outside circle. E is the outside circle. And xy is less than 0. If f of xy is less than 0, then that is inside circle. like SE is the inside circle. So using this condition, we are finding out midpoint circle algorithm. Now how can I start here? See, so this become your circle. Now come for the equation first. What is your equation? X square plus y square is equal to r square. Now what is f of xy? X square plus y square is minus r square. Suppose I am going to put in f of xy function. Now I am going to put this my e value. What is the e coordinates? Xp plus 1 yp. See, this is my xp yp. So this is become my xp plus 1 yp. Now m coordinate is what? Xp plus 1 yp minus 1 by 2, because of this is the midpoint of E and AC. So that is having a minus 1 by 2 value. Now suppose that both the value I am putting on a function. What is the function of the circle? X square plus y square minus r square. So then AC coordinates become xp plus 1 yp minus 1, because of this is the AC. So once I put this f of E, so what is the f of E? So f of E is equal to f of xp plus 1 yp is equal to xp plus 1 whole square plus yp square minus r square. Because of this point I am putting on the circle. Now then f of m is what? Is again the midpoint. So xp plus 1 yp minus 1 by 2. This is the coordinates that I have to put on the equation of the circle. So that has become xp plus 1 whole square plus yp minus 1 by 2 whole square minus r square. Okay, so this is the point for your E, that is outside circle. M is the mid. Now SE also you can calculate. So put XPYP. So that is the value 0 and R. So this is the my initial point. So that initial point we have already considered in our what? Bresson names. So here also we have considered our point 0R. So this point I have to put on the equation. Means suppose the E point on the circle. So what is the equation then come? 0 plus 1 whole square. So this 0 over here and r here. Means xp value is become a 0 and yp value is r. So what is the value over here? 1, because of xp yp whole square. So see, p plus 1 whole 0 plus 1 whole square plus yp. What is the yp value? R. So that is r value. So that is r square minus r square. R square will become 1. Put this value on a m also. Suppose I am going to put value on the m. So what is the value? 0 plus 1 whole square, r minus 1 by 2 whole square minus r square. So that is become 1 plus r square minus r plus 1 by 4. Because of I have to extract this. Now minus r square. So this will become 1 plus 1 by 4 minus r. So that is m value. That is initial point value become 5 by 4 minus r. That is 1.25 minus r. This is my first point. What is my first parameter? So this condition 0 r starting point. Next midpoint is 1 r minus 1 by 2. So suppose I am putting 1 comma r minus 1 by 2 on the function. So what is my value become? 5 by 4 minus r. Now the decision parameter we have got 1.25 minus r. So this is my first decision parameter. Now I have to compare this point with the 0. Suppose this is the old value. Okay. So what is d old? Xp plus 1 yp minus 1 by 2. So that I have calculated xp plus 1 whole square plus yp minus 1 by 2 whole square minus r square. Correct. So this is I have already calculated in the previous slide, but that I have put in the d old. When d old is less than 0, so that time I have to calculate which? M dash, because of I have selected this point. So next point I need to select. So what is the coordinates of M dash? Xp plus 2 minus, that is xp plus 2 comma yp minus 1 by 2, because of we have to go in 2 direction. Now xp plus 2 whole square plus yp minus 1 by 2 whole square minus r square. So subtract this value from your d old. So what is? So d new minus d old is what? 2xp plus 3. You have to make the subtraction. and then calculate. So that calculation we have already performed in Bressanems. In Bressanems also we have subtracted the decision parameter new value and decision parameter old value. So that has become xp plus 2xp plus 3 is my new decision parameter. So what is d new minus d old? So that I have subtraction right over here. Xp plus 2 whole square plus yp minus 1 by 2 whole square minus r square. So that I have subtracted square bracket. So what I have written in the square bracket, see
दुपारी सुद्धा काहीतरी म्हणे पापल कळत नाही.
square plus yp minus 1 by 2 whole square minus r square. Please mute your mic. Okay. Now after solving this will become my decision parameter old plus 2xp plus 3. So this is I have reached for the if I selected the value d old less than 0. Now if d old is not less than 0, it is greater than 0. So that time what you can do, you have to select that is greater than equals to 0. That time you have to select m2 dash. So what is my d new value? See xp plus 2 m2 dash, see m2 dash xp plus 2 means xp plus 1 plus 1. So that is become xp plus 2 over here. This is my point, xp plus 2. Now yp minus 3 by 2. So this is my 1 minus minus 1 minus 1 by 2 minus 1 minus 1 by 2. So that is already the minus value. So that is become minus 3 by 2. So yp 3 by 2. So that's you have to make the square xp plus 2, that is in the function yp minus 3 by 2 square minus r square. Now again you have to perform d new minus d old, so that you have calculated 2xp minus 2yp plus 5. Now see how we are going to put the equation in the form. So d new minus d old xp plus 2 whole square yp minus 3 by 2 whole square minus r square, that I am going to subtract from the d old value. So once you have solved this equation, after solving, what have you got? D old plus 2xp minus 2yp plus 5. So this is all the mathematical calculation that we have calculated. The first decision parameter, what is 1.25 minus r? See, this is 1.25 minus r is my first decision parameter. How I have calculated this first decision parameter? From the simple equation of the circle. From the simple equation of the circle that I have got. Now this decision parameter, suppose that is less than 0, the decision parameter is less than 0, that time you need to calculate the next decision parameter. So, but how? See, that the point you have to consider m dash. So that m dash must have the coordinates xp plus 2 yp minus 1 by 2. So this coordinate you have to put on the function, and that function, whatever the values are there, that you have to subtract from your d old value. So what will become? D new minus d old. So once you solve this, so that becomes 2xp plus 3. Now, what are the position that you have to solve? So this d new minus d old. Okay. So xp plus 2 whole square plus yp minus 1 by 2 whole square minus r square. So this extract, this you have to extract. Means how can I extract this? Xp square plus 4xp plus 4 here yp square minus 2 1 by 2 yp plus 1 by 4. Okay, so this is extraction minus r square. So once you have extracted this, then you have to solve. So once you have solved this, that become d new is equal to d old plus 2xp plus 3. Now, how you can going to put if the d old value is greater than equals to 0, means this is the d old value is greater than equals to 0. So that time you have to select m2 dash. See, m2 dash is what? What is the coordinates? Xp plus 2 comma yp minus 3 by 2. So this you have to put on the function of the circle x square plus y square minus r square, and then you have to make the subtraction. So that the subtraction expect value I have put over here. Once you solve this, after solving, you got d new value is equal to d old plus 2xp minus 2yp plus 5. Now this is all mathematical calculation. Now I have to switch yours to the what? Algorithm. Now see How we are going to write the algorithm? So first of all, x0, y is equal to r. D you have to calculate 5 minus 4 minus r. Right pixel, which one? xy. So here I have written a right pixel, means that you have to pass in a where what is display function, that you have to pass in the display function. While y greater than x you have to implement do. If d is less than 0, that time d is equal to d plus 2x plus 3, x plus is equal to, so what is this plus is equal to? X is equal to x plus 1, that I have written. See, x plus is equal to means what? X is equal to x plus 1. So that I have written x plus is equal to 1. Else d is equal to d plus 1, means what? The d is equal to d plus 2x minus 2y plus 5. Here again x increment, here y decrement. That is in the else part. End. This algorithm you have to end and right pixel. Which one? That is your display. That is a function. That is a symmetry function. Now, in programming way, how we are going to write this algorithm? See, read x, y, r. So what is the x, y, r? That is the center of the circle and r is the radius. X1 is equal to 0, y1 is equal to r, you have to place. Calculate decision parameter, which one? D is equal to 1.25 minus r. Okay. Now, pass in the display function. So what is the display function? Having how many parameter? 4 parameter. But in previous I have written is what? That have written right, but here I am the display function. So x1 y1 the value that I'm going to put, and xy is the center of the circle. So this is a eight-way symmetry function. While x1 less than y1, you have to put, if d is less than 0, that time you have to d plus 2 x1 plus 3 x1 plus plus, else d is equal to d plus 2 star x1 minus y1 plus 5. Here x increment, y decrement. Again, after the else condition, you have to call display function. So that display function nothing but the A2 symmetry xy, x1, y1, and then close your while loop. So this is the way that you can write the code in C++ or the C language. So now come for how we are going to implement this. This is the algorithm you have to implement in practically also. Now just I am going to come for our DOS box screen. So is there any question? Have understood this algorithm first? This is just the extension of our Bressanian's algorithm. No question? Gaurav? Okay. Now come for our screen. So that I'm going to say how we are going to put the algorithm. So that I'm sharing the DOS screen. So we are implementing the program for this. So what is our aim? Is midpoint circle algorithm, correct? So here what we are going to consider first, suppose I am writing a C++ program. So hash include iostream.h, correct? Then hash include graphics.h, hash include conio.h. Okay, so that is a C++ program that you can consider input output stream.h. Okay, and then graphics program, so that I have considered what graphics.h and conio.h for read any character. Now I have considered which one? The display function. So display function I have to consider that time. You have to consider void. Void means that function should not return any value. Display is the name of my function. So what I So parameter I am passing here. Suppose int parameter, int parameter, int and int. Suppose I am passing the 4 parameters, so you have to write down the 4 parameters over here. And what is that? Int data types of the parameter. And this is my declaration of the function. Correct? Again, I am writing the void main. In the main function, again I am writing the void. So in bracket void, what that indicate? That should not accept any kind of argument, any kind of parameter. And this first void, this should function not return any value. Now int gd is equal to what? Detect. Detect means that is going to detect graphics driver. Gm is what? Graphics mode. Now I have considered the float value. Suppose dp is my first decision parameter. Xy is my center of the circle. X1, or suppose I have considered R, X1, Y1 is my first point, and R is the radius. So these are the things you have to first initialize. Init graph, okay, init graph, then past and GD and GM. Then here you have to consider what? C colon, turbo C3 is your directory BGI. So this is the path for your Borderline graphics interface that you have to put there. When I am saving the program, now see out. So you need to calculate the circle, means what? Draw the circle. So you need what? Center of the circle value and radius r. So enter the value of center, center of circle. So x comma y, and radius r. Correct. So this is the value they can enter. Then see in x. Suppose I have take first my x value, y, and then r. Correct. X, y, r is my center of the circle, and r is the radius. Now I have initialized the value x1 is equal to 0. That algorithm they have to, and y1 is equal to is what? R. Okay. So that is my initial value. Now what the decision parameter you have to calculate? What is the my first decision parameter? 1.25 minus r is my first decision parameter. So that's why I've taken the float, because of either you have to write down the 5/4 minus r, or you can write the 1.25 minus r. Now value you have to pass in the display function. So what is my display function? X comma y, x1 comma y1. This is my display function. This is the value you have to pass. So this is nothing but your 8-way symmetry. I already told you so how this 8-way symmetries work. While x1 comma y1. Okay. Now if my first decision parameter, if dp is less than equals to 0, suppose less than equals to 0, this is my first decision parameter is less than equal to 0, that I have calculated. So that time you have to increment the dp, right? You have to calculate, you have to increment the x and calculate the dp again. So what is the decision parameter? Dp is equals to dp plus is what? 2 star x1 plus 3, okay, and x1 plus plus, because of you have to increment. This is my decision parameter increment with that 2 x1 plus 3. Else what you can do in the else, dp is equal to dp plus 2 star. 2 star is what? X1 minus y1, and then plus 5. Okay. And here x1 plus plus and y1 is what? Y1 minus minus, because of you have to increment in the x direction and decrement in the y direction. Now once you have calculated this the decision parameter with else part, and then you have to pass in the display function again. So what is my display function? X comma y, that is a parameter first, and x1 comma y1. So that you have to pass the 4 value, because of your consider display function having a 4 parameters. Close this while loop. So here I am writing end while loop. You may read on get character. and close graph. This is very simple function that you can write. Okay. Okay. Once you have completed this, save your program, but you forget to write that the display function. So write down the display function void display. Okay, here what are the you consider int x, int y, correct? Int x1 comma int y1. Okay, now come for the put pixel. Put pixel, in the put pixel, what are the parameters? Only three parameters. First x plus x1. Suppose I have considered x plus x1 is my first parameter. Y plus y1 is my second parameter. And then 15 is the color of my circle. Now this is my plus plus, so plus minus. So write down this minus plus, put pixel, so that you can call x plus x1 comma y minus y1 comma 15, correct? Now put pixel x minus x1 y plus y1. So that same you have to repeat with the plus plus, plus minus, minus plus, minus minus. Put pixel x minus x1 comma y minus y1 comma 15, correct? So this is the A2 symmetry. First four value you have to call, means that is four pixel you have to call. Now interchange the value of x1 with the y1 and y1 with the x1. So put pixel, again I am writing here, see, x plus y1, correct? Y plus y plus x1 comma 15, correct? Now again put pixel, what, x plus y1 y minus x1 15. Now second one, put pixel is what, x minus y1 y plus x1 15, and last remaining minus minus, put pixel is what, x minus y1 y minus x1 15. So close your value like this. So this is my A2 symmetry. Show your program, correct? Now once again I am going to check it. So you have understood, just I have replaced x1 value with the y1 and y1 value with the x1, and that I have called 4 times, plus plus, plus minus, minus plus, minus minus. Now go for this up direction, so that you can, so that the display function you have considered first, then you have considered the main function gd to detect. Okay, then here you have considered dp. Okay, init graph, that the gd and gm have passed, so that I'm saving again the program. So here x and y, this is the center of circle, r is the radius. Here I have calculated x1 is equal to 0, y1 is equal to r, that is my initial point. dp is equal to 1.25 minus r, this is my first decision parameter. I may write here first decision parameter. Okay, and this display function is for A2 symmetry. Okay, so this is the A2 symmetry that is going to put the point 8. Now while x1 less than y1, you have to repeat this loop. If decision parameter is less than equals to 0, that time this decision parameter you can select 2x1 plus 3 x1 plus plus. If not, if decision parameter is greater than 0, that time dp plus 2 star x1 minus y1 plus 5. x1 you have to increment with the 1 and yn decrement, because of is the increment decrement value. Now end while loop over here. Okay, call the display function, gets here, and here end main function. Okay, now you need to compile this. I have to show Alt C compile. So that shows the two error is what. Here I have put the semicolon. Here need the comma only. Okay. Now solve this F9, that's no error. Now control F9. Suppose I consider 200. 200 is the XY center of the circle and 100 is the radius. So that is going to draw the circle. So here I am not using any kind of inbuilt function. Here only we are using a put pixel. Put pixel is the by default that you can use, but that is going to draw a circle. So the just you have to take here the point. What are the point? Center of the circle and the radius r. So everybody understood? So again I am going to compile it. Okay, Alter C compile. Okay, then Alter R run. I have to enter different points. So 150, 150, and 100 is my radius. So this is the way that you can execute the program. Everybody understood? So that I have covered first of all the mathematical calculation. How we have calculated the decision parameter. First, that is 1.25 minus r. Then the next decision parameter, if first decision parameter is less than 0, then you have to increment the x. If first decision parameter is greater than 0, that time you have to increment x and decrement y. Okay. So what is the value? First of all, decision parameter 1.25 minus r that you have calculated. Now, suppose that decision parameter is less than or equal to 0, then what is the decision parameter? Decision parameter is equal to dp plus 2 star x1 plus 3, and here you can increment the x. Now, if this decision parameter is less than 0, so that time you have to increment x, and greater than 0, that time you have to increment x and y you have to decrement. So what is the next decision parameter? dp plus 2 star x1 minus y1 in the bracket plus 5. Now here you have to consider what? A-tree symmetry. So that's the display function. So is there any question, dear student? Okay, so I am going to circulate our PPTs also, okay, and our programs also, and this video also. So those are absent. They can again watch the video and see this program and try to execute it. So then I'm going to end this today's lecture. So if you are having any problem, so you may send me the message or call me, or you have to share the screen. Suppose you are facing any problem while in the execution of the program. Okay. So thank you very much.